Well, hey guys, welcome to TheCorner, where we talk about anime, manga, and everything in between, and the site that I use didn't have the fairy tale chapter out till today. And so we're doing the chapter 541 review right now. So let's get that review going. Just give it a moment of silence to put a little bit of filler in here. Just a little bit more. Don't worry about it. We're good. Just hold on another moment or so, and we'll get right to this because that's exactly what they do to you in this chapter. Okay, so the Dragon Slayers find out that they can't attack. Agnolia. For some odd reason, the name was gone right there for a second, but for some odd reason, the Dragon Slayers can't attack Agnolia. He's like, why do you think I'm called the king? And they go on to this whole thing about the whole fairy barrier thing as well, and say, oh, we're going to go through the library, which I don't understand how they have enough time to get to the library to search for this book if Agnolia, his full physical body form, is destroyed in town, and the Dragon Slayers can't do anything about the Agnolia and the other world. I mean, what kind of filler type of situation is this stuff? Okay, they find out that they can't do anything to him. What do they do now? Try to get out of the world? What do they do? Are they going to find a way to get Agnolia out? What's going to end up happening here is the biggest problem. And it seems like they just go back and they're like, hey, we're gonna drag this out even further than we need to, and stretch it as far as they can until it snaps. Because, why? Like, I understand the anime type of situation. These people wouldn't be talking. What is going on? These people wouldn't be talking like they would be right now because they are too angry. They want to take out Agnolia. They're not trying to be cocky. They're like, we need to take you down. And once Agnolia says, I'm destroying the outside world, you think the Dragon Slayers would be doing something more and trying to attack even more. But no, they just stand there. They just stand there doing nothing as he explains what's going on as Agnolia starts to destroy things while they had enough time to get to the library and had managed to teleport two people over to the pier to get a boat ready. And yet, why? Like, we only saw a few bits of action where Whitney gives everybody a boost of power. And Ganju, Luxus, Poison Man, sorry, I don't remember the Poison Man's name right now. And then we get Natsu, who ends up fighting Agnolia, blah blah, bleebly blue. That took you like 5 minutes to find out that you couldn't hurt him. Like 5 minutes. They had to take them like a good 20-30 minutes just to get back to the guild. And it had to take at least with Agnolia destroying everything right now and moving through the town, it would take him less time to do so because he can move faster than that. He can actually fly fast, and it's shown he can fly fast, as with the ship going at top speed, he was keeping up with the ship and catching up with the ship. He is fast. Within minutes, he was led away from the ocean, and for somehow these fairy tale members ended up getting back, unless Mesh is using up a whole bunch of magic to pour at everybody 2 by 2 within seconds. There's just no way it's gonna happen. I guess Mesh would be out of magic sooner or later, because you do run out of magic in Fairy Tail. Well, you're supposed to run out of magic in Fairy Tail. You're supposed to be drained on your magical resources after a certain point in time, and Mesh can only teleport so many times before he's completely depleted of mana and has to rest to regain mana. But I guess the sport really doesn't go about that, since every Fairy Tail member is worn down and has used up way more mana than they've ever used in the past, showing that they have gotten stronger in some way, shape, or form, but yet how are they still maintaining a lot of magic? extensive amount of magic after this point when they have already exhausted their resources and they haven't really had much time to breathe. At this point in time, the only chance they had to breathe was once Agnalia was in the time vortex and Xerath was faced off against Natsu, which gave them about a half hour to maybe an hour of time. This causing them to rest just a little bit, but not enough to do a lot of damage. Yeah, Lucy's probably drained as well, and they want to be able to use this fairy sphere to trap Agnalia in, which trapped them in the fairy sphere for 7 years. So what? They're going to trap Agnalia in a vortex, which he got out of the time vortex and absorbed it, but apparently they're going to take the fairy sphere and trap him inside it. How is that going to make any difference from the time sphere, which was supposed to destroy him? Oh, we're going to block him and barricade him in. He's over 200 times stronger than he was back then. And that's just because of the fact that he absorbed the time vortex. How do you expect to trap him? What do you expect to do? And I'm going to guarantee you that when Mavis used the fairy sphere, she was using her bottomless amounts of magic because she has infinite amounts of magic. Because she figured out how to do it, she did it, and she got it. She got infinite amount of magic. That's why Xerath was after it. That's the only reason why she could easily have used that sphere and done what she could have done. But this, the Fairy Tale Guild doesn't have infinite amount of magic. The world doesn't have infinite amount of magic. It has a certain amount. It doesn't just regenerate unless healed properly. And how long are they going to be able to keep up that barrier for? Yeah, because I'm going to guarantee Mavis ended up putting out that barrier and released them at a certain point in time for a reason. But, you know, I guess this chapter is this chapter, and we're going to go on to the next chapter because I thought I was going to be excited about the fight between the Dragon Slayers and an actual dragon. But apparently I just get more disappointed as they go along. This is one of those mangas or animes that, well, it's an anime as well, but this is one of those mangas that you just wish that they would have ended at least a season behind, about an arc or so behind, when they were just finished up with the dragons and stuff. But they decided to expand it even more and more, and now they want to get as much time as they want out of the story. It just, that's all it seems like. They're not putting enough efforts into the story itself, and they're just kind of throwing things in there. Oh, remember the fairy sphere? Oh yeah, we'll call it the fairy sphere, by the way. We never called it the fairy sphere beforehand, but we are calling it the fairy sphere now. It's not like Fairy Glitter or Fairy Judgment will be able to do anything to these guys because of the fact that too much magical power. Okay, so what's Fairy Sphere going to do? Fairy Judgment would work if the person had enough magic to be able to output into the area to get rid of the enemies. The same thing happens with Fairy Glitter. Fairy Glitter is a directed Fairy Judgment pretty much, and it gets concentrated into one specific spot, while Fairy Judgment expands itself outwards until he cannot produce any more magic around him. And it can go as far as at the end of his lifespan to you, just like Murkoff did during the battle. Now, Fairy Sphere is just an entrapment thing, a defensive barrier, which would have the same magical effect as these Fairy Judgment and Fairy Glitter. So why would that be able to do anything? Dragon Slayer magic is the only way to kill this dragon. I'm pretty sure Dragon Slayer is the only magic that can entrap him as well, because of the fact that, hey, think about it, guys. Why would the sphere? Couldn't destroy the sphere. but that doesn't mean he won't be able to destroy it now. He thought he had destroyed the island in the first place when he threw out his magic in the first place. He thought he blew it up, but the fairy sphere protected them in one attack. That was probably not his full power in the first place. There's so many plot holes that I've been catching as of recently, and it's just infuriating to see that they're not even thinking about their lore and what they've gone through, and how they're going to combine everything into one, and how this is going to work if Fairy Glitter or Fairy Judgment doesn't work. Wouldn't work either. Well, they haven't tried it, but the people that actually know these two fairy techniques, one died temporarily, and the other one is too weak to be able to make it effectively work on people stronger than her. Yeah, so it all comes down to the part of how much magic power they have. But I'm sure they're going to do some plot hole inducing magic like they did with Natsu and the fairy tale insignia on his shoulder, where he combined the guild's magic with his magic, which apparently the guild has a magical power to it, which was never disclosed beforehand, and everybody's going to use the magical symbol for Fairy Tail to create the sphere as strong as they can, and trapping him for just a little bit, or just enough for him to break out again and attack once more. I know this has been long, but guys, wow, it just irritates me a lot when you see something like this happen, and you've enjoyed a storyline for a while with a few plot holes here and there, and then you've at the end where they're just shifting to plot hole after plot hole after plot hole after plot hole, and it's just like, what are you doing? Did they ever explain how Murcroft was revived? Fairy magic. That's why, because she gave her life and used her last bit of her power to bring Murcroft to life, which I don't even think that she probably realized that his magical power diminished, but I don't think she even realized that he was dead. But I don't know, I gotta go back and read just to make sure. Anyways, you guys, I'm done ranting about this, because if I keep ranting, I'm just going to keep on ranting, and this could turn into like a 30-minute video. So, until next time, you guys, I hope you guys have a great day, and a fun one as well.